Last week I showed you how we won the first 2 rounds of this 15k professional doubles tournament with my friend Raf. Last year we made the semi-finals, got our first ATP points and had to defend 4 ATP points this tournament. From the semi-finals onwards, and every win moves me up the rankings. So let's take a look at how the semi-final went. We were super pumped to go. It was pretty hot outside. Our opponents in this semi-final match were Fnu and Toprak, 2 young players, obviously very strong to make the semi-finals already. They started off on serve, having a very convincing first service game, winning it to love. Me and Raf knew that both nerves of both teams were going to be pretty high, so it was important to make a lot of balls at the beginning and really test out their volleys and their game at the net, basically. Both of them had been playing the singles as well. One of them, I believe, played a 4-hour first round singles, I think either the day before or the day before that. So we knew they were both going to be struggling a little bit physically, so potentially if we could hang on or get an early break, we'd get a bit of luck and run ahead with this match. We were sticking very well to our patterns, playing conventional at the net, but essentially looking for that first ball to just really do some damage off. We get our first break point here at Tool in this first set, a pretty important point, but they managed to fend it off with a good serve. Obviously, sudden death juice, meaning that those juice points are super important to be winning if you want to have a good chance of winning the match. Raf was returning really well, really putting the ball up the line effectively past the net player. And I think at this point here at 4-3 on serve, we're up a break, we're really flowing, and I think we've got a really good opportunity here to take this first set. I definitely think that playing the ball, in the cross really gave the net player a good opportunity, but it also drew the net player on their side across a little bit, and we get our first set point here at 5-4, 40-30. I managed to put the ball straight at the net player, and we take the first set 6-3.
And before we take a look at the second set, I just wanted to ask you guys that are watching this video and haven't subscribed, it really helps to support the channel and me and my journey. If you could go down there, click the subscribe button, click the like button. Now let's get back to the second set.
A very strong start, so we had a lot of good positive energy going through to the second set. We definitely felt that on the day we were playing some really good tennis, we were communicating well, and we were both getting really pumped. That's super important to keep the energy level super high in doubles. We could kind of tell that they were fading out a little bit towards the end of the first set, but we weren't sure how they were going to react in the second. They obviously held their first service game, so we knew it's going to be a little bit of the same, a deadlock at the beginning of the set. But maybe if we can break through, then we're going to find a few games in a row and get that momentum going our way. But we were both playing really well, as you can see here, going up 2-1. This was a pretty crucial game here, putting a lot of the returns cross and coming forward to the net to really put some pressure on them, and managing to hit a pretty decent reflex volley there to take us to 15-30. And those points at the beginning of the game, to get to 40 in the game, is pretty important, because obviously then every point is a game point, and that really stacks up the pressure. But a great anticipation from me, expecting him to go line, and we get the break in the second set. Now it's just about holding on, staying super solid at the net. We really wanted to get the ball in low to their feet, play the angles. We go 4-1 up here, and we're in the zone here. We're playing really good tennis. Raf's returning crazy. We get the sudden death juice point at 4-1, a pretty important point. Raf opens it up the line. I managed to hit the top of the net tape on that smash, leaving it a bit too close. But here, we just had to serve it out for a place in our first professional doubles final. He puts the ball on, and we're into our first professional doubles final, not only securing 8 ATP points from this event, and also an experience of playing my first ever professional final. I definitely think during the match there were a lot of pressure moments, and those pressure moments are super important to stay focused. Along a tennis journey, there's going to be so many of these matches where it comes down to the wire, and it's the players that can find it on the day, like we did today, that are going to win the match. So I think that if we could do that in the final, we're going to have a good chance.
So let's dive a little bit into the score and journey pressure I was talking about. I think we can all agree that being or becoming a professional tennis player can be pretty challenging. I had an elbow surgery last December, which was a very tough time, and had a lot of mentally tough moments throughout the last month. And this video is in paid partnership with BetterHelp. Is something interfering with your happiness or preventing you from reaching your goals? Regardless of whether you have a clinical health condition like depression or anxiety, or you're just a person going through a very tough time in life, therapy can give you the tools to approach life in a very different way. BetterHelp's mission is to make therapy accessible And this is an important mission because finding a therapist can be pretty hard. BetterHelp is a platform that makes finding a therapist easy because it's online, it's remote, and by filling out a few questions, BetterHelp can match you with a credentialized therapist in only a few days. You can start your therapy in 3 simple steps. Number 1, fill out a simple questionnaire online. Number 2, get a personalized therapy mat. And number 3, schedule weekly sessions via phone or video chat. Scheduling these sessions is easy and you can text your therapist at any time. This is how it looks when you're meeting your therapist via mobile phone. It's easy to get matched with a therapist. There's a link in the description which is betterhelp.com/tennisbrothers. Clicking the link not only helps to support the channel, but it will also get you 10% off your first month with BetterHelp, so you can connect with a therapist and see if it helps you. Looking back at some of the mental challenges I had before, after and during my operation, it's really important to take care of your mental health, regardless of whether you're a professional tennis player, normal tennis player, or not an athlete at all. So if you're struggling, consider online therapy with BetterHelp. Click the link in the description or visit betterhelp.com/tennisbrothers to check it out. Thanks to BetterHelp for supporting today's video.
And so that takes us to the final of the 15k tournament in Chattivo in the doubles. Playing for 15 ATP points if we manage to get the win. Me and Raf are playing against Giacomo Ravelli, a British player who actually played in singles at this tournament last year, and Plans, a Spanish player. I think they were both playing at University of America at UCLA and Clemson. So again, 2 college players. We knew it was going to be tough, but we started off locked in. I was totally focused. This was probably the best start and the best match I played. Just personally, out of all of the doubles. So me and Raf definitely got better as a team as the tournament has gone on. So getting those 4 matches in was really, really beneficial to our doubles. And as you can see here, we get an early break point chance pretty early on. Managed to put that deep return nice and deep, and we managed to take the break. Which is super good for confidence, because obviously we're both a little bit nervous, and it's important not to play cagey in doubles, because you need to be loose, you need to be willing to take a risk or two by coming across the net and intercepting, because as soon as you lose that confidence, it's going to be really, really tough to win a lot of points. But 3-love up, but that doesn't really mean too much. It's only 1 break, so anything can happen with a sudden death juice, and obviously they're two solid players, and in these kind of crunch service games that could really be a big momentum shift, they did a very, very good job at hitting their spots on serve and really playing some consistent points. And I think that's something that really kept them in this first set, because had this game gone our way, we would have been running away with it. But as you can see here, 3-1 on serve. I think it was super important for me to just stay solid, put the ball in play, and just really find a way of figuring out what we can do to win this match. Basically, I think that definitely coming forwards at the net was going to be important, not trying to rally like this too much from the baseline. I think that they were both very, very solid from the back, and a few lucky volleys like that are going to give us the short-term wins. But overall, I think that the best play is going to be putting some pressure on them at the net and coming forwards. I think Giacomo served very well in this match. He did a really good job in the pressure games and the pressure points, putting in some really good first serves like this one. 30 was a very, very key point once again on one of their service games. They do a great job of putting the ball away. Eventually closing out this service game and just keeping the pressure on us to kind of serve it out. I definitely think throughout the tournament, our serving games got better and better, and our returning games got better and better. But as you can see here, 40-30 up in this game, winning it to go 5-2. Really good chance in this first set to take it pretty comfortably and move through to the second with some good confidence again. You can see here 5-2, 30-love. I go forehand up the line, and we're taken to 40-love with 4 set points. I believe that was a let, but they eventually win that game. Some really good serving from them to kind of fend off those set points on serve, and now it was all about this game. And Raf just putting that backhand long, a bit of nerves. That's sometimes how it goes. And they end up breaking back and taking it to 5-4. Now, in these doubles finals, there's nerves swirling around, there's pressure, there's everything, all sorts going on. So it was super important to just keep our concentration, just reset, focus on the next point. You can see we're through to a tie break here, so just fighting the whole time. We go 2-love up here on serve, a great opportunity to get as many points as possible for the change of ends. Yeah, I mean, we come back in that second match in last video, which you guys saw, from 3 set points down. So we knew anything was possible in these tie breaks. We just gotta make sure we just keep fighting and keep hustling away in these tie breaks, and anything can happen. And having saved those set points gave us a lot of confidence in our own tennis in these tie breaks. This is the kind of point I think we should have tried to avoid a little bit more, is that kind of rallying from the baseline. I mean, Raf's hit like 4 or 5 really good shots. Hitting that junk slice to try and mix up the tempo, but eventually ends up breaking down and taking us to 6-all. Giacomo hits a ridiculous backhand up the line. That's really too good, and they get their first set point here on serve. But Raf manages to save it with that backhand, with that forehand up the line. Takes us to 7-all, another crunch point. I definitely wanted to try and stick it to my forehand side and go up the line and to get the pump out as we have another set point on serve here. Giacomo comes in across, and we take the first set 9-7 in the tie break. A really good confidence booster before going through to the second set. We're 1 set away from a professional doubles title, and the nerves were building a little bit, but we had a lot of confidence as well, a lot of adrenaline. So definitely began to play some of the best tennis I think that we've actually played in this match in the beginning of this second set, and that was definitely translating to some easy service games. But this tennis at the beginning of the second set was super exciting. We get a break point here pretty early on, 40-30 on their serve. Gets it to Raf's backhand. Giacomo's there at the net, but I did hit a pretty good reflex volley inside out. And we go up on serve, and here an opportunity to go 3-1 up. Raf with a great serve. He goes back cross court. Again, stuck in this kind of cross court rally battle. It's quite a tough position to get out of, because if I kind of come across, then he has a big space to go up the line. But we managed to take it and go 3-1 up in this set. And again, Giacomo with a very, very solid service game. This point here, 3-2, sudden death juice was super important. Raf with the low volley manages to take it, and we're 4-2 up here. Another crucial point here at 30-all. These points are absolutely vital, and I managed to get a winner up the line. And this point here is massive. The difference between 5-2 up and 4-3. And Raf puts that return wide, very good serve. Sudden death point. That's just too good. Hits an ace up the tee. Not much I can complain about, but just so frustrating being so close to that. We go 30-40 down in Raf's service game, a couple of cagey points, and there you go on the back foot. They managed to break back, and it feels like in both sets here we've kind of squandered opportunities to go ahead, and they take that momentum. And this game here was important for us to regain that confidence and say, look, it's not over. You're still fighting for this set, Even though they've gone 5-4 up, we got to fight to hold a serve here, which we managed to do, to go 5-all. I mean, the emotions are just such a roller coaster up and down throughout this match, and that's just taking so much energy, physically, mentally, everything. But we're still firing on all cylinders. This game was super key here. If we can break here, we're serving for it, and just absolutely bringing out the hustle in all of these points. As you can see, really trying to just make them play one extra ball, especially in that cross court where I backed myself on the forehand. And they put the ball long, and we go sudden death juice. Watching this back is giving me some mixed emotions, but sudden death juice. They go straight at the body of Raf, puts a great return up the line, and they just miss it wide. The umpire's called it out, and it is just wide. And we're serving for it here with new balls. Now that's never an easy thing. It's a lot harder than it sounds, and obviously that pressure's on Raf. Who's the one serving, so. We were both just definitely hoping that our opponents were going to break down. I think we maybe lacked a little bit of intent on some of the points, maybe a little bit of hoping that they would miss, and we go down 30-40 in this game. Raf puts in a really solid serve, and I put the ball away, and we have a championship point on serve here. And now, the nerves are super high. To be honest, at the net, I was just hoping that we could put the ball in. After Raf misses that first serve, I knew that it wasn't going to be easy, and Raf unfortunately double faults, but that's part of the game. There have been set points, match points, everything in this match, and obviously unfortunate that we didn't make them play, but nevertheless we're still into a tiebreak here, and we've still got a great chance to go and take it. Nobody said winning our first pro title would be easy, and I'm sure if I was on serve it would have been just as tight from me, if not more tight. They go 4-2 up in this tiebreak. They were really locked in here, obviously having saved that chance. You know, they'd really got nothing to lose. They go 5-3 up here on their serve. Great return from me just to block it back. And they just put some really good depth on it, but we're never out of the point. We managed to hustle. Raf puts in a great drop shot volley there, goes 5-4. But they managed to open a set point chance to go 6-4, puts in a great return up the line. And we lose the set 7-6, and it's into a match tiebreak to decide this doubles championship. And you know, this was nails. This was tough. This was mentally tough, having had the match point. Both of us, obviously, I think Raf feeling a little bit, you know, disappointed and feeling like he's let me down a little bit. But obviously, I was like, it's out of my control, that feeling of a frustration. But I definitely think that, you know, the energy dropped from us a little bit in this tiebreak, and you know, their energy was raised. But nevertheless, we still kept fighting. We go 6-4 down here. You know, 6-4 is definitely a scoreline where we're still in with a chance to go big at the body there, and he's getting a great reflex volley up the line. We change ends at 7-5. Still great opportunity here if we can win this point on serve. Giacomo puts in a great ball, and you know, this point here is just so important to win this one, and a great reflex volley from me puts it on the line there. Raf goes with the cross court, and he just put that volley away to go 8-5 up, and this point here, they've hit the most ridiculous forehand inside out. You're about to see it here. I remember this so vividly. He's hit the net cord, and it's literally hit the perfect shot. And they take some match points here up at 9-5 on championship point. And at 9-5, they take the match. A heartbreaking defeat for me and Raf, but a really good positive step in the right direction. We'll both rise up on the ATP rankings quite a lot, so definitely a positive week, and hopefully we can play some more weeks like that in the future. You know, in the event, obviously a little bit of a bitter defeat, but that's the sport, and hopefully we can, you know, do some big things in the future together.